Hey, everybody. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Oh, hello. I'm on Facebook, I think. I'm on YouTube. I don't know. Just comment. Say hi. I was going to go live at 8 o'clock, and I'm trying out a new, I know, you guys on YouTube, I'm trying out a new program. I've never used this program before. And so I was like, this is how I try it. I go into the studio. And then I daylight savings time work different in Florida. No, I'm just an idiot. I go into the studio on StreamYard, and I set it all up, and I just hit live by accident. So I've been like live, and so it's really odd that I did that, and I'm an idiot. So anyways, we're here 25-30 minutes early. If you're on Facebook, you can send stars. I think YouTube has the special chat. I'm so sorry. So yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. I'm an idiot. I'm an absolute idiot. And I just got a text that it was like, hey, you know it's 7:25, right? Yeah, I know. I said 8, and here I am. So anyways, good. I'm glad you guys could join me. I'm going to do a lot of comedy. I got a little watermark over here in the corner. I'm not used to the flip thing yet. Look at this. This is crazy. I'm trying out new stuff. Look. April 2nd, the next teacher Zoom show, teachercomedy.ticketleap.com/April. If you want to join in on the teacher Zoom show. I'm trying to get pro at this. I'm not good. You know, I'm just saying that it bothered me. It really bothered me that, you go online and you go on Facebook and you go on YouTube, and these 12-year-old children have like full-on production studios. And here I am. I don't have any of that stuff. Let me make sure I got my correct mic and camera. I got all this stuff. Goodness, I'm a wreck. I wasn't ready. I feel like you guys just walked in on me. The funny thing is I mean, I could have been at home in my underwear. I don't know. Yeah. So anyways, here we are. Next teacher Zoom show is April 2nd. Then we got new merch and some tour dates coming. I'm going to put this little ticker here at the bottom. Tempe, Arizona. March 25th through 27th, going to be with my buddy Adam Ferrara. If you've never seen Adam Ferrara live, you're in for a treat. Guy's absolutely amazing. One of my good friends. Performed with him many times. I've never seen him do repeat jokes. I mean, the guy's just amazing. And then we've got Miami, Wisconsin, a whole bunch of other stuff. It's going to be fun. And I think that it'll be exciting to see people out and about. And I know that a lot of teachers are getting vaccinated out there now, so hopefully your first time out and about is coming over and enjoying a little bit of some comedy, some live comedy. And I know that a lot of the places are socially distanced too. Look at this hair. Look, I was not ready. I was going to get fancy for y'all. I was going to get fancy. I'm not fancy. I'm backwards hat, Fred Durst, mildly balding out here. So Sean over on Facebook says, idea for a joke. Oh, interesting. Old serial killer. Okay. You're on the right track, Mr. Sean. I like your thinking. I'm working on a joke that way. I'm actually working on, so I have a lot of stuff I'm working on. I'll let you guys in on something I'm working on that's a little different. I'm actually working on a old time. I told you guys I like old time radio. I'm actually working on like a murder mystery for teachers, like an old timey murder mystery for teachers. I don't know how that's going to work too well. I've got a lot of it written, believe it or not, so ready to go on that. And also, yeah, and don't forget, let me try this. This looks fancy too. Look at this. Teacher Zoom comedy show. Look at that. I'm going to make it bigger. Look at that. Bam. Gas Bear. Hold on. Let me see. This is ballin'. I feel so official now. I also feel like you guys are going to all abandon me. You're going to be like, he's a little too official for us now. He's a little too marketing, a little too mainstream. Sell out? No, I'm not selling out. Brian Edelberg is going to be there. Jason Scott, some special guests. Can't tell you who they are, but trust me, you're going to want to see. It's going to be an awesome show. I don't know how loud that was because it's right near my mic. I'm sorry if I just hurt your ears. Yeah, you should be a high school teacher, Samara, rather than a teacher in elementary. By the way, I can see everybody's comments over here. I'm just started to work on this. So if you want to donate stars, if I make you laugh, go for it. I'm going to do some jokes here very, very shortly. And if you want to super chat it up on YouTube, I'm learning all this stuff. I don't know how it all works, so I feel so old. It's one of those things where back in the beginning, I was always telling my parents how stuff works. I'm like, this is Netscape Navigator, and here's how you design your GeoCities website. This is the future, Mom. And now I'm sitting over here like, Twitch, is that a symptom or what am I doing? Is it? Yeah, I have no idea. So it's crazy. Yeah, I'm back. For those of you that are just now tuning in, I can't wear this hat like this. I don't know. I feel, and then I'm very emo. Like, oh, what is going on? Oh, man, look at that. That is straight up. I need to get a haircut. That's straight up Panic at the Disco. Here we are. Still laughing at the Are You Afraid of the Dark video? Yeah, if you're on Facebook, you got the Are You Afraid of the Dark video. I went live with that the other day. That's a real good live. I thought it was funny. I was cracking up laughing, crying laughing. But today I've got some new material for you all. Some new comedy material. Now, if you came to the teacher Zoom show, the last one that we had, some of it I'm going to repeat, but I tried to spice it up, give something different. And, it's going to be pretty awesome, I think. So wings of advice. Thank you. I appreciate it that you feel bad for teachers. I love it. You should feel bad for us. Crazy stuff going on in the world. It's unbelievable. New video tomorrow, by the way. All right. So first joke I'm working on, and I'm designing a new hour around it. I want to get a new hour. Goal is new hour by the end of the year. Thank you, Shauna. Appreciate it. Yeah, I will send you the back for chewing gum. So here's the deal. I was out and I was performing in a ritzy area. I love performing in ritzy areas, by the way, because as a teacher, I see everything that apocalypse comes, I'm stealing it. And I go to this ritzy area and it has a sign that says new homes coming soon in the low 5 millions. The low 5 million. I thank goodness the low 5 millions. For a second there, I was worried it might be unattainable, but the low 5 millions, hey, I can work with that. Anything past $1 million is kind of a you want it or you don't scenario. Like you're not gonna find anyone in the fence at that point. 5.4 million. You can count me in, but 5.6, well, that's just reckless spending, and I'm not here for it. Numbers shouldn't matter sometimes, depending on what it is. The severity of it, the level, it doesn't. You're not on a plane, and they're like, hey, we're going down. But good news is we're only falling from 10,000 feet instead of 30,000. It doesn't matter. Same outcome. You're just going to die a little sooner. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah. High 5 millions, I got to walk. Low 5 millions, I can talk. And and then I was wondering also, I got another joke I'm working on too, on courtesy cars. You ever drive around town and they got these cars and they say, this is the Jim Rathman courtesy car. Courtesy car. And they hand out these courtesy cars because your car's broke and they're fixing it. So they give you a car and it has all their logos all over it. And they're like, here's our car. You can drive it around town and it's a courtesy car. And I've never understood that concept. Like your car breaks down. So we're going to give you a car with our logo on it to drive around town and let everybody know where you got that piece of crap. Like how did that pitch go? The guys in the meeting like, hey, how our cars suck? How they keep breaking down? I got an idea. What if we gave people a roaming billboard to like let them know where they got that piece of crap from? Like that seems logical, right? Shouldn't we just do that? It would make better sense to me if your courtesy car had like the opponent's like your competition's logos on it, like, and it was the worst car imaginable. Like you need to put like a courtesy car, a 92 Buick LeSabre, and just put courtesy car from Mike Rathman Honda. And then people are like, wow, they hate their customers. Yeah, they do. and you should shop at my place. Happy Pie Day, by the way. I appreciate it. Yeah, I thought it was funny. They put the logo on it. They're like, hey, look where they got their car that's broke. That's fun. Next joke I'm working on. Do you ever wonder? I wonder I'm 36. I'm not old. You ever wonder if the older generation just keeps messing up the world more just so that they don't have to feel bad when they leave it, like they just, and I say that's kind of weird, but I was wondering the other day because there's my grandfather. I love him to death. Love my grandfather to death. He's almost 85, lived a great life. And, he was like, I'm so glad that I lived the last 80 something years and not the next 80 something. I'm like, oh, thanks, Grandpa. I appreciate that. Yeah. Thanks for setting everything up so well for us. I don't worry though. You play your shuffleboard. I'll take care of the complete economic collapse that you created. And it's not him, it's the whole generation. But we gotta, and this is the thing. I think that we're going to save it. I really do. I do think we're going to save it. And the reason I say I think we're going to save it is because, that's just what we do. We're not very materialistic, the new generation. We're not materialistic at all. Boomers before a midlife crisis, they'd buy like a sports car, something with 10 miles to the gallon. That's not us. That's not what we do. We're not. Or a millennial midlife crisis is where we order a seasonal beer outside of season, The friends are concerned. They're like, did you see Caleb with a K? Yeah, he's at the bar. He's ordering Oktoberfest. It's March. Should we talk to him? Just seems a little weird. Like, who would have anticipated life would be so hard? We didn't even anticipate it. Do you remember when you were younger and you used to play MASH? Does anybody remember MASH? You would play MASH in school with the circling, the mansion, apartment, shack, house. Remember that? I remember playing that. I noticed, though, that living with my parents until I'm 35 was never an option. Did you ever realize that? Never an option on there. Yeah. Today's version would be called LARG. It would be it would be living at home, an Airbnb, roommate, or government housing. LARG. That's what I'd finish. And you always wonder, but if it was actually true, if it was actually true, the paper a long time ago where they'd be like, you're living in a mansion, you have 2 kids, your car's blue. I think today it would be more like you're marrying a cheating, you're having 2 kids on your own, you're living on the set of Deliverance, you're driving a 92 Lincoln Town Car, and you're telling penis jokes to strangers through Zoom. Isn't that crazy? Oh, it's as if Nostradamus himself wrote it. Oh man! Thank you, Sean, by the way, for the super chat. I think that's what that is. You had a nightmare. You were counted absent. The person came in and told me to finish it. 5 minutes. Oh wow! Yeah. Well, thank you guys. I'm still doing more jokes, but I appreciate you guys tuning in. It says I have 354 people watching. I don't know if I'm live as much on Facebook. I don't see any Facebook comments, so I hope that they're there. But this is all new to me. Sorry, guys. So here's another story. I got one for you. A teacher. A show that I was doing a show in Port Charlotte, and they did a raffle. And the next day they called up to the winner of the raffle, just so happened to be a teacher that was at my show. And her job told us that she quit. She quit the very next morning. She quit. Like, that's the craziest thing to me, is that she went to my show, saw me perform, and walked in the next day and quit. And there's either 2 scenarios here. One of them is she hated her job already, and she just needed the validations of my jokes to seal the deal. She was in the audience like, he may be a comedian, but he's up there speaking like a nature documentary to me. This is all too true. You were laughing at the joke about the PTA. To me, that was a PSA. That was, I need to leave. That's or I like this scenario a little bit better. She just realized after a night out with her coworkers how much she hates her coworkers. You ever have that moment where you're like totally friends but then you see them outside of the job and you're like, I don't like these people. I really don't. You sit there and you learn a lot about somebody when you sit across from them and you have to decide who's going to split the appetizer. It's like, oh, Denise, you're not We were going to all split the mozzarella sticks that you ordered. Okay, that's fine. That's weird. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I didn't get any mozzarella sticks. So for each mozzarella stick I didn't get, that's a class set of copies I'm not making for you tomorrow. Do you understand how this works? Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I always think though that she like called into the front office and she quit and she was like, I'm done. And I also want Denise to know that I hope those mozzarella sticks gave her heartburn. I don't know. I'm trying to stop the spamming, by the way, over on YouTube. I don't know how to do it. I've blocked people. So hopefully that works. Yeah. Okay. On to the next joke because I'm having fun. The last one. You ever worry about getting into a wreck based solely on the contents of your car? Like just what you have in the car. I'm not talking about anything illegal. Like I was driving to a potluck and I had an entire glass pan of banana pudding. And I was just like, man, if I roll this car right now, that banana pudding is going everywhere. They're going to be pulling me out of the window like I'm coming out of the birth canal. Like, what is this? What is on him? Why does he? Why are there vanilla wafers in his orifices? Orifices? I don't know what that word is. I don't know how it goes. Why? I mean, I don't know. I always wonder, just you got stuff in your car. I always wonder about getting into a wreck because nobody ever talks about I want to know from police officers and firefighters what they find. What's the weirdest thing they found in a car? Does anybody have so much trash that they die based on the trash and not the wreck? They're like, well, judging by the wreck, they would have stood a chance if they hadn't been completely crushed by the 7,000 scratch offs and the subway wrappers that were in the car. It's a weird thing. I don't know. And I got one more joke, an old one I was thinking of. When it comes to bowling, I was bowling with my kids. You go bowling with your children and put up the bumpers. And these old people, they don't like bumpers. That's an old world thing. It's a safety net. Old people always talk about how their kids can do whatever they wanted to do. It's pretty much true, but look how they turned out. And the bumpers, I put up the bumpers. What do you do with the bumpers? I'm like, the bumpers are there for the kids because they can't bowl. They hit the sides. They need a straight line. You're being too gentle on them. Life doesn't have bumpers. Yeah, actually it does. They're called guardrails, and I see those on the interstate. And you ever see guardrails with just a whole bunch of bumps on those? Like you're like, wow, think of what would have happened. And there's no cop standing on the side of the road over a wreck. That guy fell into the ditch, man. Oh, goodness, looks like somebody bowled with bumpers when they were younger, right? I mean, no bumpers. This would have never have happened. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You ever bowl with bumpers and still not hit anything? Is that not the worst experience of your life? You ever hit? And bumpers could go all the way to the end, but they leave like a 1 foot gap, a little kill yourself gap right at the end. They're like, hey, we're going to leave a little gap there. And if you bowl and it goes directly into that little gap, you should just stop everything. Life entirely, not even bowling, just quit life. It's you've failed at everything. There was a 0 fail opportunity, and you managed to find a way to make it an option. That's fun. Anyways, I don't know. I'm just sitting here telling some jokes. I hope you guys are having a good time. I got a lot more jokes, but I don't want to get into too many. Oh, I got one more. I want to go into this one because this one's a good one. And this is just an idea I had. I don't even have the joke fleshed out yet, but I look at baby showers. So I got 2 kids and I had a baby shower for each of them. And I think it was a terrible idea because first off, when you have a kid, you don't know what you need. And baby showers baffle me because everybody buys stuff for the baby now when the baby first arrives. And they're like, here's newborn diapers. I don't need newborn diapers. I need diapers up to 2.5 years old. That's what I need. I want a second and third baby shower. I want to learn what else I need and then re-register stuff. Like things you didn't know. Everybody always registers. They're hopeful. They're like, you know what? I might need only 1 package of wipes. Let me go ahead. No, I'm beep, 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 beep. Need a whole bunch of wipes. It's expensive. I didn't realize how expensive diapers were. I priced it out one time. I started wrapping my kid in McDoubles. It was cheaper. I just literally would this is cheaper than a diaper. I'll just take 2 pieces of bread and just put them tie some string there. Anyways, thank you, by the way. I appreciate you guys. But we need second baby showers. I think that's the way to go. I don't know. I'm learning as I go. You don't realize how much kids cost. It's ridiculous. Why are children so expensive? And it's the little things too. It's not even the big stuff. It's the little things that I think I've spent a quarter of my paycheck on Velveeta mac and cheese in the past 2 months. How is that? Why need stock? Anyways, life's good, by the way. I'm gonna go over to the comments. If you guys got some comments to add or questions or whatever, YouTube's lighting it up. I don't know what's going on over Facebook. I see a few Facebook comments that come through. I usually love Facebook because I get to see, a little bit more interaction. I don't know if I wanted to keep doing this because I like interacting with Facebook over there. But brand new video, just so you know, tomorrow coming out. And it is another teachers calling parents video. And then I have quite possibly my most unusual video coming out later in the week. The weirdest one that I've made, where I do a full-on interview with stress. I'm going to interview stress. I'm going to have a sit-down meeting just like Oprah and Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, but it's going to be me interviewing stress and find out what their problem is. Why are they destroying me? And it's going to be pretty good. So thank you. Thank you. I hope this looks good over on Facebook. I don't know what it is because Facebook, I normally also have the camera turned long ways. Can you retake the quiz you missed the other day? Sure, you can. Tell your I'm not your teacher, so tell your teacher I said it's fine. And if they say, who's Devin Siebold, then they're not a good teacher. They should know me. Thank you, Stephen. I appreciate that. Joanne, exactly. You need a refresher. Everybody needs a refresher. You need a second baby shower. You need a second wedding shower. Is it a wedding shower? You need a second wedding shower. Everybody needs another one because we don't know what we need. We're so naive in the beginning. And the worst part is we get these gifts from people who have experienced it, and they could get us stuff that like we really need, but they're like, they're going to suffer. We had to suffer, they'll suffer. I'm gonna go ahead and get them the little squishy thing to pull stuff out of their nose that they'll use one time. I'm not gonna actually get them anything that they'll need. Anyways, wonderful. That's cool. King Dog Studios. I'm glad that your history teacher knows who I am. That's cool. Hopefully. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the laughs. I'm trying this new stuff. Like I said, it's kind of cool. I'm kind of going over here and figuring this all out. Also, if you want a virtual teacher happy hour, I have a lot of them booked. So I do have some availability, but I pop in, do an hour of comedy, an hour of fun with your staff. If you're an admin, if you're not an admin, tell your admin. If you, some teachers too, just go ahead and make it happen outside of school. They're like, hey, we all want just a little private show with, our group. And there's like 20 teachers and me on a Zoom, and we have a lot of fun. It's a blast. But if you're interested, teacher Zoom show. Yeah, we need teacher showers. Oh my gosh, that's a great idea. Teacher showers. Look at this. Look at what I can do here. Kelly said, can we have a teacher shower? Stuff we need for our classroom. Look how fancy that is. Kelly, killing it in the Bucks jersey. I think that's a Bucks jersey. I don't know. And I put a comment up there. Man, that's awesome. I kind of like that part of it. I can't. And then by the way, you will only probably see Facebook comments of me over here on posting these on here, because anything from YouTube, you guys are just brutal. You're ruthless. My YouTubers are just, I don't know. I've learned curse words over on YouTube. I go over there and I'm like, wow, that's not German. That's a real curse word. But anyways, but yeah, I've got a lot of good sketches that are coming out. And then I've got one other sketch that I'm working on that is a work in progress, and it's a fashion show, a teacher fashion show sketch. And that one will probably come out the week after. Are you guys on spring break, by the way? I don't know. Some teachers are. Our spring break will not be till the week after next. So this week, all in school, then am done. But some not. YouTubers aren't nasty. They're just a little. I think what it is YouTube. You get a little bit more open-minded when your name is like that Minecraft boy, and not for example, Amanda over on Facebook, like when you have your name tied to a comment, you tend to just be a little bit more precise about what you say. When you don't have your name tied to a comment and it's anything that it goes, then it's just like, yeah, let me just throw out this. Let me throw out these expletives. Can't get fired for this. Spring break is April 1st through 11th. What? Why? Canada, March break was moved to April. That's because why? Does it matter? You're in Canada. I mean, is it just like, oh, wow, cool. We'll have, 7 feet of snow instead of 9. Discord. I don't know anything about being Discord. I'm still learning all this, man. I gotta figure it all out. It's cool because I'm becoming a student again. I'm learning all this stuff. And I think that's cool because you got to learn. People sometimes go, I don't know how to do that. And I go, I don't know how to do that. How do I figure out how to do that? And I saw people's lives and I was like, that looks cool. And I was like, what do you do? How do you do it? How can I do that? And then I started watching YouTube videos on how to make all this stuff happen. And I was really, really depressed because all of the YouTube videos were people significantly younger than me that were trying to teach me. And I was like, now I'm the old guy. I don't play Dark Souls. I haven't played that game. I did download it. I just haven't played it yet. I'm kind of hoping Outer Worlds new expansion comes out next week, I think. So I'm looking forward to that. And I realized I missed a Borderlands 3 expansion. I got to get into that too. And I may one day Twitch some gaming. I've thought about it because I do make some pretty funny comments on gaming, but I don't know. Sometimes the multiplayer things can get colorful in language. How long have I been doing YouTube? Too long. Nobody was on YouTube for me for the longest time. People are so funny. I have like 50,000 subscribers now on YouTube. Do you guys realize I had like 1,000 subscribers for like 6 years? And I was still posting like every day. I was like, boy, Bob's going to love this. And I'd like post it, get like 12 views. And I'd be like calling up Bob, hey, what'd you think about it? He's like, it's good. I was like, great. Another one coming your way. I never had anything. I got a podcast. Yeah. Crying in My Car, a podcast for teachers, which by the way, some of you have been asking, we've been absent. We haven't been doing episodes. By the way, here's the studio for Crying in My Car, a podcast for teachers. There it is. I'm sitting in the studio right now. Pretty cool. Nice little setup. Has not been used in a while. Need to dust off the mic, but we do have new episodes coming out this week. And I'll explain all of what's the delay, why we've been delayed for a little while. Yeah, I might check out Discord. Thanks, Thunder Junkie. I appreciate that. My mom is British, or not my mom. Well, my mom is half British because my grandmother is British. So you see the paleness? See this? It's British. See that? British. Look at that. Freckle, skin cancer. British. That's it. It's British. I got the British part of me. It's crazy. People don't realize that, but I don't have the accent though. My grandmother does. But I'll tell you right now, I had some Earl Grey tea this morning. So yeah, happy birthday, by the way. Appreciate it. Happy birthday, Kaiser. Kaiser. Yeah. Yeah, I was thanks for catching me live, Sylvia. I went a little earlier this time. You know what's funny is I hit it early, and I was like, wow, the people that go to bed at 8:30 are going to love me this time because I can't tell you how often I go live at like 8 p.m., and people are commenting like, past my bedtime. I'm like, oh, are you in Nigeria? Like, oh no, you're in Arizona. 6:30 past your bedtime? Oh, crazy. It was just teachers. Yeah. Anyways, Wisconsin. I'm actually coming up to Wisconsin. I do 3 different cities in Wisconsin, all around Green Bay by about an hour. So if you're interested, I've been teaching 13 years, something like that. I did my internship in elementary school. That was fun. And then I did really cool lessons with high school in St. Augustine, Florida, and then started teaching in Polk County, Florida. So I should come to North Carolina, and I will come to North Carolina. I come to North Carolina a lot. I love North Carolina. They got the best comedy zone in the world up there. Yeah, 4:30 a.m. When you get up at 4:30 a.m., 8 is bedtime. That's true. Skit involving non-binary or transgender students. I could possibly think of something along those lines. I don't, obviously I wouldn't make fun of it, but, there's comedy in there that is stuff that you don't need to necessarily make fun of people. You can have a good time with it. So yeah, let me see what I can think of in that area. I think that would be good because I've had a lot of non-binary transgender students, and I think that'd be great to incorporate that into some of my comedy. Yeah, that'd be fun. Oh, you live in St. Augustine. Awesome. Yeah, I'm going to go up there and perform. I'm performing in Jacksonville too. I didn't put that there, but I'm in Jacksonville in May. I don't know much about the show. I just booked it today, so working on that. What time is it here? 7:54. Denver, North Carolina. Didn't even know what that was. And then I've got my buddy over here, Joe Dombrowski. Hey, buddy. As much as you call me daddy, I got to check my bank account. Do I have a recurring Zelle coming your way? I don't know. I always see that and I'm like, am I paying him? I don't know if I'm paying him. And is he getting anything out of it? Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I've had trans students, love them to death. It's awesome. And let me tell you, they need support. And I did not mean to put daddy there. Sorry. Yeah, it's interesting to me because true story, most of the trans students that I have had in the past, don't tell their family, where teachers are some of the first people to know. And so it's really important that teachers be supportive right off the bat, because that's some of their first introduction to being open with an adult. And if it's a negative one, that's going to hurt their ability to talk, to talk to other adults. And if it's a positive one, hopefully that confidence is there, and they can, have a much easier time in the future. I'm not pregnant. No, popular popcorn, not pregnant. Am I pregnant? Am I pregnant or nah? Like, if only the doctor came in like that. Hey, am I pregnant? Nah, nah, not pregnant. No, I've got COVID cheeks. I've got COVID cheeks. That's fun. No, I'm not pregnant, but yeah. Anyways, yeah, and it's interesting, having that dynamic in class. But what's crazy to me? It's so funny because, and I don't really get political on here, and it's not politics, by the way. It shouldn't be politics, but some people make it politics. But transgender students and LGBTQ students, they in class are very accepted by the student population and the teachers. But yet outside of class, other people are fighting for how they need to be perceived in class. That makes no sense. The general public is like, they shouldn't, be able to use the restroom, whatever. We have no problem with it. The kids in school have no problem with it. Teachers have no problem with it. Where the person that never steps foot in that bathroom has a problem with it and is trying to dictate it. I never understood that. It's the people that are so far removed from the problem that have the most problem with the non-existent problem. Makes no sense. Anyways. Oh, yeah. So, let's see here. My remote teaching video is hilarious. Thank you. Apart from teaching, what job would you have liked to do? Can I tell you my favorite job that I ever had was working at Blockbuster Video. I actually was going to become a manager at Blockbuster Video and had a blast in the Blockbuster Video working. I felt so cool, at a Blockbuster, because I got to check out whatever I wanted. So like anytime there was a movie in high demand and it wasn't there, just letting you know, as the manager, it was at my house. I had it. Nobody else checked it out. It was me, because I got it first. And like, people would walk in the first day of a new release and they'd be like, how is this copy already missing? I'd be like, I don't know. That's weird. They must not have shipped it. But true story, it was at my place and I was already watching it. So I loved working at Blockbuster Video. Oh, it's crazy. Let's see here. Why am I so pretty? I don't know. What's funny is I actually kind of cut real close to the bottom there, on purpose. And wait, This thing's a little weird. I did shave, but apparently it's calling me out. Yeah, actually, true story. I didn't know the metric system. It was like 2 millimeters. I was like, that sounds like a long beard. It's not a long beard. That's a short beard. I don't know what a millimeter is. I was like, I got nothing on this one. I was like, can it just be, they need to have different sizings on the beard trimmers. It shouldn't be 1 millimeter, 2 millimeter, 3, whatever. It should be like Justin Timberlake, blah, 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 blah. Mel Gibson when he directed Apocalypto, just so you know how long you're getting. Duck Dynasty, what do you, anyways. My chat is behind. Sorry. I skipped a super chat. I didn't know I skipped a super chat. Sorry, Sean. I don't know if I can. I don't know how this works, buddy. I'm so sorry. If I skipped your super chat, just say whatever it was, and I'll address it. I apologize. Yeah, looking a little homeless. I don't know. The hat, really. I just washed this hat. I just golfed the other day. That was fun. Funniest thing I've heard a student say. So I actually had a student one time, and it's instant because I already knew what this one was. I had a student that went to the bathroom and would say that when they went to the bathroom, they were so embarrassed that they were pooping, that they would take off their shoes and turn them the other way and sit them. When they were sitting down, they would literally have their shoes facing the toilet and kind of rest their feet kind of on top of them, like inside, so that it looked like the shoes were facing the toilet and they were just standing and peeing. But in reality, they were sitting down. But they didn't want people to know they were sitting down, so they would physically take off their shoes and turn them the opposite direction, like some good witch of the West in the bathroom. And it was, I thought that was so funny. Oh, let's see here. I feel like I'm gonna miss Sean's. Sorry. I'm trying to miss it all, but yeah. Do I legitimately not recommend being a teacher? No, I recommend being a teacher. Teaching's awesome. It really is. But, I did it for 14 years. And the thing is I made enough money as a comedian touring to stop. I didn't, because I actually really enjoyed it. The hardest part of being a teacher is blocking out the unnecessary, noise that comes with teaching. There's a lot of noise. Teaching itself is fun. Me in front of the students, awesome. Love it. Love talking to the kids, learning about them, seeing them get excited about the material. It's just everything. When that door closes and they're not in there, it's everything that comes up in the emails that you're like, oh man, now I got to deal with this. Now I got to deal with that. And now I got this parent and that parent. And it's just, it didn't make any sense. So yeah, that was a little frustrating dealing with that kind of stuff, but I think teaching is a good career. It just people need to get off of teaching's back and really let teachers teach and pay more. I mean, it just needs to be paid. If you just paid them more, you'd have people more passionate about their jobs. I never understood that. So yeah, random shoes on the floor. That's true. Standardized testing is something the devil came up with. Possibly. I can't believe they're doing testing this year. It really makes no sense. I don't think enough people have really fought that. I know teachers are mad about it, but there needs to be some sort of pushing back against that. It's not going to be well. And states use that type of stuff for, evaluation pay. And that's something on your permanent record as a teacher that it doesn't make any sense. You need to fight that. Fight it. There should be some organization. There's a lot of, unions that can't strike, but there's not a lot of unions that can't tell the teachers to tell the students to strike. I mean, if nobody takes the test, what are they going to grade? Yeah. So I don't know. So Discord is the opposite of Facebook. Wow, West, almost like Fortune. You are going to see admins. If not, it's nothing. Okay, yeah, thanks, Sean. I might check that out. I definitely will look into Discord. I'm learning all this, like I said. Can we get a trans rights? Yeah, it'd be nice. I mean, I don't know what you mean by that. Like a Bill of Rights for trans, maybe. I know there's a legislation currently being passed through, but I don't know much more about that. So It would be nice, I'm sure. I'm kind of reading through the comments. Sorry if I missed your comment, but I'm trying to get to all of them, but it's cool. Yeah, you don't have to send stars to watch. You can, if you want to send stars, you're like, this guy's funny, I like what he does. Send stars if you want. Facebook is trying to push that, and they send me emails all the time. Get stars, and we'll, and it's cool. I mean, I like it. I don't mind it, and it's I think it's a great way to kind of tip creators that put out stuff. I did not figure out. Here's a good question. Did I figure out why I was so cute? I don't know. Genetics. That one had to go up on the screen, by the way. I didn't click on it. It just popped up there naturally. That's kind of crazy. But it's. Anyways, I'm just kidding. That's funny. Yeah, a lot of teachers change their names so students don't find them. I never really had a problem with that. So if you don't notice, I don't cuss in my stuff. I don't get out of hand, out of line. I don't say ridiculous things that are going to get me in trouble. But some teachers do, and I completely am 100% for it. Free speech for that. But you definitely don't want students sharing that stuff. It's kind of crazy. What does my school think about me being YouTube famous? Well, I'm not out of school right now, but I'll tell you right now, they did not like it at first. They did not like it, but not much they can do. I mean, it is what it is. Mike, good. Studying to be a teacher right now. Great. They need more good teachers for sure. Yeah. Trans people have rights, positive things. I agree. Yeah. They do have rights. I think maybe we should write them down in terms of having like a set, this is your right. There's a lot of stuff that could be added to that, but hopefully there's some things on paper that businesses can abide by and the public can kind of be aware of. If you can make a skit, would you ever make a skit about things teachers wish they could say to students? That's all my stuff. All my stuff is things teachers wish they could say to students. My early stuff is more criticizing teacher-student interactions. My later stuff is more criticizing administrative actions. It kind of goes along with the progression within the field. Because when you first start teaching, you think, these kids. And then after a while, you go, oh, it's not the kids. It's the parents. It's the administration. It's the system. It's the, it's the poverty in the area. It's the lack of taxpayer funds. It's the politics. And you go, oh, yeah, that's the problem. It's not the kids. Kids are there. Kids are cool. Oh, my goodness. Look at this. I was just about to eat this. I got to send this into quality control. This is the Muddy Buddies. And look at this Muddy Buddy. And look at what is over here. I'm trying to make it look. This was in my Muddy Buddy. It's a sticker. It's a pricing sticker in my Muddy Buddy. Well, I won't eat it. I'm not gonna let it go to waste. Teacher. See, this is so funny because as a teacher, a pricing sticker is what you want to find in your food. You don't. We know what we're capable of finding in our food. A pricing sticker is perfectly fine. That's fine. Way better than some of the other stuff. I am a full-time comedian, by the way. Full-time comedy, doing the podcast, putting out videos, doing teacher Zoom shows. Just trying to do comedy. By the way, oh shoot, didn't mean to do that. My favorite subject to teach is psychology because it's the only one my students were super, 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 super interested in. Oh, and it's also fun to teach government class during times that the government is in chaos because the students want to learn it. They're like, I heard this on this. And I'm like, okay. Then they tell you. And they're like, oh, yeah, I heard this too. And then you can get to explain it. And you can actually give them good lessons. Never had a student pull the fire alarm. I pulled a fire alarm one time when I was a kid. I was in elementary school and I leaned my head back and busted the glass in art class and turned on the fire alarm. Whoops. Didn't cut me or anything, but who am I? DJ Benny. Good question. Is that philosophical or is it an actual question? Because you're on my channel, so I don't know. I don't know how that works. But yeah, students say crazy stuff. Teaching psychology is fun. And it's also fun because there's so much discussion around mental health nowadays. I'm glad we're discussing mental health. It's so fun to discuss it. Boy, if only we could actually, tackle it. I mean, I've never seen a populace more aware of something and yet doing so little to fix it. We know problems exist in mental health. Where are the psychologists and counselors and people that belong in the schools to help fix it? I mean, literally, it used to be so funny because they'd send us a paper. They'd be like, we have a school psychologist that's available. And I'm like, who? And they're like, well, they work between 7 schools. That's not a school psychologist. That's a roaming. They might help you at the time. That's not somebody that's regularly available when you have a mental breakdown or, a mental health crisis. That's somebody you got to call and you got to schedule in advance. That's not tackling the mental health issues. They got to tackle the mental health issues. I've never seen us as a populace. We know mental health is a problem, and it's probably the one thing we are throwing the least amount of money, time, and resources at. You must have had a hard head. Yeah, I did when I cracked that thing. I don't know. It's not going to be on the exam. Is college or university worth it? 2 years of community college and then transfer to a regular university. Don't do it 4 years at a regular university. The only thing you get out of that is more partying. That's it. And a bigger bill. Unless you can get scholarships, it's different. But I go to community college. It makes no sense to spend 20, 30, 40 grand a year on your first 2 years of college when you can get the exact same education for a small fraction of that. And trust me, no degree from University of Florida or University of Tennessee ever says University of Florida asterisk, by the way, also went to community college. Doesn't say that. Same piece of paper applies to the person that spent money on 2 years versus 4 years. It makes no sense. Well, anyways, what do I think about going into engineering in Canada? I don't know. What is half of the battle up there? I don't know. What do you guys engineer? Houses? I don't know much. I don't know much about Canada. I need to learn more. They're right there. I know more about Mexico than I know Canada. So weird. Slowing most. Good question. What's the slowest, most boring, painful day of teaching you have experienced? I have had many a times that it's been a kind of a slow day, but I think my worst was when the power went out in a building and they couldn't get it back on for the entire day. The power was out. So they put kids in the auditorium and we just kept them there for 7 hours. I mean, just brought them their lunch, just sat there for 7 hours. That was the longest 7 hours of my life. Have I ever heard of Jerry D? Yeah, I have. He's fantastic. If you haven't watched Mr. D on Amazon, watch that. It's great. You should definitely check that out. Yeah, I agree. So best day of teaching I've ever taught? I don't know. I've had some good days of teaching. It's not really days, it's students. Best students you teach and you see changes happen, things like that. Best day of teaching, any grad night, by the way. Grad night when we go to Universal Studios here in Orlando, that's the best. I hate that the kids don't get it because it is the best. And as a chaperone, we get a little band and we get to go around and ride the rides in front of everybody as many times as we want. Free food, free admission, greatest things in the world. Greatest thing in the world to go around and do all the rides and stuff and get to bypass the children, especially because they have like 2-hour waits. And they're right about to get on, and I cut in front of them like Wayne's World. I'm like, multi-pass. And I like get right on the ride, and it ruins their day. And that's there as a teacher, nothing better than seeing that, especially when it's one of your students. And it's great to bypass the children. You remember once when the AC went out at your school? Well, apparently you didn't go often because AC goes out every day in the schools that I've ever taught at. The weirdest kid name, not going to say that one. They might be watching. I don't know. What state? Florida. A good night, by the way. Those of you that are, I'm just sitting around chatting with people. So if you want to chat in the chat box, you can say hello. I did my comedy earlier. So at the end of this, when I repost the stream, you can you can watch it and be like, it was funny. I'm sorry I started early. I didn't mean to. If you could take a shot for anything stupid one of your students said, I wouldn't say they said something stupid, but I never think students say things stupid. They say things ill-informed. They just don't know yet. I've had a lot of those. I've had a lot of those, you see those answers. George Washington, led the British on to Normandy, and you're like, what? George Washington? The George Washington? Normandy. Okay, yeah, we paid attention. Weirdest thing I've seen a student do in the classroom, and let me say this. I don't think it's weird, but Mexican food culture. So I teach a lot of Hispanic students, and I love learning about their culture, but I never understood the spices. Like, I love spicy food, but like they would spice everything. And like, I literally had a student I recall in my class that would sit in the back with a lollipop and just throw this like fiery hot seasoning on the lollipop and lick it. And then just more fiery hot seasoning and lick it. And I'm like, how are you doing this? Your sodium levels are through the roof right now. That's got to be ruining your system. But everything sweet that you would think that students would really just enjoy, sweetness. There was a lot of Hispanic students that just loved spice. And I never understood the fascination with things being so spicy. I guess it's a cultural thing, obviously, but I love spicy food, but everything. I mean, I kind of just want pineapple to taste like pineapple. I don't want it to taste like Doritos. That's just me. I don't know. But they would literally just sit there, had seasoning. Every one of them had seasoning. They would just season everything. And I'm like, so much sodium, children. Why are you doing this? Those packets. You had one eat Play-Doh. I've had kids. I got kids. They eat Play-Doh. It's a good thing it's non-toxic. We'd have a lot fewer children. Who are my favorite kind of students? Good question. The troublemakers or the nerds? I didn't think they were nerds. The rest of the class would think they were nerds. It's so funny what the definition of a nerd is in high school. They just a kid that has an A, nerd. Oh, well, you mean he's doing everything he's supposed to? I just thought it was interesting, but I like the troublemakers. They're always fun because I'm 6'6", and students would sometimes feel so intimidated by my height. And they would act different, like I was going to fight them. I'm not going to fight you. It's just, but they would like listen to me if I was like stern with them and talking to them, and they wouldn't listen to other people because of my size. Size is a very psychological effect on us, and so I was always able to have interesting conversations with kids that normally wouldn't open up as much, but they felt like they had to with me. It was an intimidation thing. I wasn't knocking it. You could use it to your advantage. I always did. So yeah, it was weird. Yeah, 6'6". I am tall. Yeah, 6'6". Lowest grade was 99. Good. And now you're making Peppa Pig skits. So see where that gets you? Making Peppa Pig skits. It's cool. I live near Peppa Pig theme park that's about to open up, by the way. Let's see here. Kids say they don't. Let's see. I'm reading some of these comments. What's your problem? You're 5'4"? I don't know. It's Wheaties. Trust me, it's Wheaties. I got a funny story, by the way. I'm gonna take this off here. I don't know how to take that off there, but I got a funny story. So funny story. How do I take this off? I don't want. Let me just go back here. I'm gonna do this here. There we go. So, anyways, funny story. I was a big Cal Ripken Jr. fan, and spring training came to Melbourne, Florida. And if you live in Melbourne, Florida, they had the Space Coast Stadium where the Marlins would come and do their spring training. And Cal Ripken Jr. was coming, and I didn't have anything for him to sign. And my buddy at his place, he said, I got a Wheaties box with Cal Ripken Jr. on it. And I was like, that would be awesome to get the Wheaties box signed. I would love to get that Wheaties box signed. And I remember I was at the game, And Cal Ripken went to go sign. He's signing these baseballs and these bats and everything. And I held out the Wheaties box, and everybody was laughing at me. They're like, a Wheaties box? Come on, he's not going to sign the Wheaties box. And he literally like broke through the crowd and reached over like 6 people to grab the Wheaties box just so he could sign it. And I was like, oh my gosh, Cal Ripken Jr. signed the Wheaties box. That's so cool. And we went back to my friend's house, and I thought it was the most awesome thing ever. And, my friend's like, wow, that's worth a lot of money. Cal Ripken Jr. signed Wheaties box. He said, but, you don't have a certificate. You have no way of showing that he signed it. I said, yeah, that stinks. But, I know I was there, and that's all I need. The next day, his mom comes in with Florida Today and holds it up. And on the cover of the sports section, it says Cal Ripken Jr. wows fans. And there's a big old picture of me with the Wheaties box and holding it up, and Cal Ripken Jr. reaching out to grab it to sign it. And I was like, yay! The newspaper got it. And it was so cool to have that in the newspaper. And I don't know where any of that stuff is now, by the way. I don't know where it's at, but it was pretty cool. It was awesome. By the way, Mike Piazza, biggest jerk ever. And Mike Piazza would not sign for anybody. He was a jerk. He was mean about it too. I've ever seen Mike Piazza. But I used to be big into baseball. Some of them were real cool. Josh Beckett, I don't know if you guys remember him. He's a pitcher. He used to sit and have a stack of cards, and he would sign all of them. Just sit there. You'd hand him a stack of cards. He would sign every one of them. It was amazing. He was a class act. And then he went on to win the World Series like 3 years later. Anyways, back to the thing. So do you feel like you've achieved what you want to do with your life? No. Still working on that. I have a few things. I'm working on a children's book. That was a goal of mine. I really, really want to do a tour, like a legit tour. I really want to do a tour. So that's my next goal. And then I got 1 more hour of comedy that I really want to get out. Those are my next 3 goals: a book, a tour, and an hour of comedy that I'm working on. And I really want those 3 things to happen, and I'll be pretty happy. But I've done a lot. I can't, I've opened for some big names. I've traveled, to Australia to do comedy. I've traveled, most of the United States. It's fun. I love it. I do want to do more though, for sure. Yeah. Thanks. I appreciate that, Chad. You're drawn to the channel. I'm hilarious. Thank you. What state are you in? I am in Florida. I usually go out to Kansas City though for the Improv. I definitely want to go out there and see that pretty soon. And then Calculated, Not Chillin' posted, I taught audio visual and then transitioned to geometry. When students didn't do work, like I said, if you're not going to try, I'm not going to help. And I held my word. And 90% of the kids passed. That's cool. Have I done anything similar? I don't know. I try to be strict with them. But then I think it just depends on what area you live in. So I mean, I like my area. I like where I live, but also it's Title I. It's a lot of hardships for some of these students, and I don't know their home life. And so it's so hard for me to really hold the highest standards when I know that even the lowest standards can be so difficult for some of them at their home. So it requires a lot of flexibility, I think, a lot of flexibility, because you got students that I know for a fact, I work in a high migrant area and a migrant farmer area. And, I got students that I know for a fact would leave school and go work in fields and work with their family until sundown, and then have so much work on their plate, so much stuff to do, and come in just exhausted. And so that's trying to figure out that kind of stuff and work your way around that. I don't know. It's tough. So best excuse I've heard for late work or not having the work. I don't know. I've heard some pretty, lost it out the bus window. I've heard that before. I've heard, I don't know. I've heard some weird stories. I don't know. I can't think. Let me think on that one. That's an interesting question. Thank you. I appreciate it. Surprising thing going through here. Let's see here. Can I react to your channel? Sure. I'll check it out. Burrito Vlogs, and you do skits. That sounds perfect. I love that. Thank you, Finn, for the super chat there. Thanks. Okay, interesting. I don't know. Maybe other teachers can help with this. I'm trying to do well in chemistry. I don't know where to go online to find assignments. I hate teachers pay teachers because I got to pay for the assignments. Any websites you use so I can get a good grade. Wait a minute. A student wanting to go on teachers pay teachers? Shouldn't that be students pay teachers for cheats? I don't know. But I don't know. For chemistry? I don't know. I'm not a chemistry teacher, but I'm sure there's some interactive websites out there. If any other teachers want to share or help them out, I don't know any, to be honest with you. I would love to help you out. I have no clue where you would go for that. I just Google stuff. That's all. So that's the best I can do. My favorite, hold on. Wait. My favorite type of burrito. I had a really good burrito at Tijuana Flats, and I hate Tijuana Flats. Hate them with a passion. But I did have a firecracker chicken burrito there recently. It was delicious. I might go back. I'm bitter because I've had so many bad experiences there. But yeah. No, I've never kept my own scorecard at a baseball game. I'm not that way. I'm not that much into it. Basketball, things like that. Yeah, I like it. So tutors.com is what Zach said to go to for chemistry. Khan Academy, there you go. Chegg, it's $15 a month. Desmos Interactive website. Sure, there you go, guys. Am I married? No, I do have a girlfriend. Not married though, Elizabeth. Sorry. PogChamp. I do have Pogs. I love Pogs. I've got so many Pogs at home. I know, Kate. We eat there often. Yes. We eat there often at Tijuana Flats. It doesn't mean that I don't hate it. I hate it. I hate eating there. I don't like Tijuana Flats. I don't know why. What would I say to someone who doesn't like school? I don't know. There's so many reasons kids don't like school. I don't have anything to do with that. It's all. I like the social aspect of it. You tell these kids, and they don't know that when they leave school, they're not going to see 90% of these kids anymore. But see, that used to be the argument that I would give. Long time ago, I'd be like, you're never going to see these kids anymore. You can't interact with them. This is where you go. And then you go fast forward to 2021. And even when the kids are in school, they're not interacting with their friends. They're on their phone. What argument do I have there? It's like, yeah, you're not supposed to, I guess it's going to be the same for you outside of school. It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense. I used to use social interaction as the argument, but they don't even socially interact anymore. They're on their phones. Hi, Adam. Yo. Favorite sports teams? NHL, I'd say Lightning. NBA, my favorite team is the Mavericks, but I live in Orlando. I do cheer on the Magic. But man, it's painful every year. NFL, the Bucks, and MLB, probably the Rays. I don't pay much attention to all that stuff as much as I should. I said hi to Adam, so hopefully he'll stop. Estimate the all-time number of lost pencils in the classroom. I don't know. I think that's probably a science question. I think it probably would be like one of those, if you took all the pencils in Devin's class and stretched them to the moon and back, it would reach 17 times. Probably that's pretty close to it. Do teachers talk about students behind their backs? Yeah. And we also talk about other teachers. Sometimes to their face, but most of the time it's to their back. And it can be pretty like that. Like, hey, Denise, how's everything going? Everything good over there? And then she leaves and you're like, I hate Denise. Denise is a horrible person. Why do I talk to Denise? I don't like it. Any tips on cheating that work? I don't know. I don't really have any. You can pay the smart kid. I was that guy, by the way. When I was 15, I didn't have any money. I was struggling. A girl I worked with used to pay me to do her college reports, and I did them. She got great grades. That was a good thing for me to get accustomed to doing college work. But yeah, I really did do a lot of college work, and it was good. That's you find somebody. It has to be original. People cheat too hard. People catch cheaters too easily nowadays. Do my students know my YouTube channel? Yeah, believe it or not, when I left teaching, they didn't know, and that was weird to me because I was like, the school's going to tell them, right? And they cut my communication off. Like they're just like, yeah, we know how longer have access to it, and I thought it was weird that they didn't let me like say goodbye or anything, and then they didn't tell them for like 2 weeks, and my students were commenting on my YouTube. They're like, "Where are you?" I'm like, "What?" I'm like, how do you not know that I'm not there anymore? And yeah, but it made no sense to me. Yeah. Anyways, my go-to activity. So what is that thing? Gosh, I hope you guys know. I love where it's like 2 pairs of dice and it's like paradise. And it's like a visual word thing, like thing and then other, and it's one thing over the other, something like that. I used to love that kind of stuff. An old teacher got me hooked onto that. I don't know what it is called, but those things are awesome. I love those things. You're watching this in class? That's fun. What made me quit my last teaching gig? A little bit of everything. COVID, stress, pressure, kid was, immune system was pretty brittle. A lot of stuff that was like combined into one, and very little support from everyone all around. I just didn't like it. It was to the point where, they push you to the limits. And this was the one time where I was like, I'm not having fun anymore. It wasn't fun. Stop being fun for me. When it's not fun for me, it's not fun for the kids. Why would I stay and pass on my bitterness to them? I didn't think that was a good idea. So it's not visual puns. They're not rebus. I don't know what they're called. They're like just word plays, like I don't know. Education is failing. Maybe. I think education could be much better. Let me tell you this. I got a friend of mine who teaches over in Vietnam. Send me pictures of his school. It's 5 stories, things immaculate, beautiful school, putting so much money into it, paying him the equivalent of like $60,000 a year over there, which is, he puts him in like one of the nicest apartments in town. He has one of the best lives. He flies to different countries, has a great time over there. And he's like, I love teaching in Vietnam. It's amazing because they actually care. They're like really into education there. And I'm like, why can't we have that here? I mean, like, what are we doing? Why are we dropping $1.9 trillion on stimulus packages when, so little is going to the schools? Let's stimulate the educational process. And then maybe we wouldn't have as hard of a time, battling over this $15 an hour and all that other stuff. Give kids a good education and open it up. Yeah, it's not failing, it's changing. You're right, but let's be real. You got to be real. There are things that are kind of not doing well in teaching. We say it's changing, it's doing this, doing that, but the numbers aren't good. We're not getting good numbers back from these kids, and the fact that we make them numbers is also sad. We need to get good. We need to teach more to the society that we're part of, and we're just kind of keeping the old world mentalities alive. I think we need to change that. Your friend got sent to the office because she was crying. Oh no, that's terrible. Oh no, I can't read that one, Sean. Why did you do that to me? I can't read that one. Sorry. Hello from Australia. Hey, Josh. Currently studying primary early childhood education. Love the channel. Thanks. Oh yeah, look at you guys. Josh, I know, right? Australia took it seriously, and they're all back in business over there. I love it. I think it's great. Australia is, by the way, I went and toured over there with Joe D. Had a fantastic time, and beautiful country. Cannot wait to go back, and I will be back. I was just looking at flights the other day, by the way. Side note, looking at flights. Do you realize that flights in the United States to other countries are so cheap right now? I'm flying to Tempe, Arizona in 2 weeks, and it cost me around $280. For $20 more, I could have flew to Peru and stayed in Peru, go to Machu Picchu and Lima and hang out in Peru. Instead, I'm flying to Tempe, Arizona. All the flights internationally, if you get the vaccine or can, pass a test, you're go have fun. Oh my goodness. Take that 1400 and see the world. Yeah. Thanks, Marco. Appreciate it. Life post teaching is stressful but fun. I do like it, but man, people don't realize how much comedy I write a week. I have to write 2 sketches a week. I'm working now on the podcast more. I've been writing I do lives. I do a book. I'm writing for my own stand-up. It's exhausting, but it's fun for sure. I got just a few more minutes and I'm gonna head out. So thank you guys again for tuning in and watching this. Don't forget, there's a lot of good stuff, coming up for the Teacher Zoom comedy show and everything. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So have I made any more progress on that new Hunger Games book? No, I'm reading it. Not done yet. Still working on it. I think it's gonna be a good book from what I've heard. I'm like 2 chapters in, working on it. Thanks. I love your videos. Thanks. I appreciate it. I appreciate you for being a literacy and special education teacher. Need more of them. Lots of patience it requires. And, it's nothing you haven't heard. Everywhere you go, people, I'm a special education teacher. I'm sure you get the, wow, it's hard. It's a hard job and you deserve more for sure. No doubt. Has a kid ever hit me? No. Had one come close, but I don't know. I'm not a escalator, more of a de-escalator. Had a few walk out, things like that. Any way to bribe a teacher that works? Yeah. You just did it. That right there, $5. That's it. You're reading Atlas Shrugged. Oh man, that's a hard one. What a time to read that. I don't know. Yeah, your kids didn't go back to school. That's the interesting thing too, is I called my pediatrician with my kids and I was like, and I asked, I said, should my kids go back to school? And he goes, I can't tell you yes or no. He said, but I can tell you my kids are home. And I was like, oh, okay, interesting. That says a lot. Are there fights at the school? Yeah, there are some fights at the school. I've been in the middle of quite a few of them. That's fun. You haven't been ripped off, Nick. I'm not taking your bribe, but I'll tell you right now, if you tell me what the teacher's name is, I'll send them the $5. And then it's not even a bribe from you. It's from me. And I can't get in trouble. You can. I love Disney, by the way. Love Disney. Somebody just said Disney. I don't know where that got brought up, but yeah, Disney is where you need to go. Don't come to this Disney, though. Don't come to Orlando Disney. If you think about traveling, don't come here. And I say that only because it's getting harder and harder for me to book at their capacity so that I can go. So don't come here. Have I ever seen students outside of school? All the time. They work all around here. I say hello. I saw some the other day I went to TJ Maxx and there's students in there. Hey, I got some that work there. So yeah, it's cool. They never give me discounts though. The only good discount I got is at a kid that worked at the Nike store. He gave me a friends and family discount of like 40% off. And it's one of those things where I got it when I got to the cash register. And it was so funny because he goes, hey, I'm giving you the 30% off family discount. I said, great, awesome. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I needed something extra. I'll be right back. And I went back and loaded up like a whole cart. Like I was just getting one pair of shoes, and they told me he was giving me like 30 or 40% off, and I was like, oh, I need more stuff. I need more stuff now. It's not bad, Christy. It's not bad. Trust me. The mask in the Disney, not bad. But it is hot. Trust me. It is hot. The funniest story from the classroom, I don't know. I'll think about that. I see you, Jack. I don't know. Say I if you hate school. Hopefully nobody. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, thank you guys so much again for tuning in. Brand new video out tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. You'll see it on this channel and on Facebook. And I hope you guys enjoy it. Another new video will be coming on Thursday. We'll try to do a live sometime along that way. I did set the stream up through StreamYard. It does look neat, doesn't it? I like it. Thank you. I appreciate it. And do I do stand-up comedy? Absolutely. devincomedy.com for tour dates. I love touring. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Thank you, Tishav, for being your favorite YouTuber. I appreciate that. And it didn't even spell YouTuber entirely right, so that might be a different site where who knows? It could be pornographic, and maybe my nudes are over there. I don't know. I don't know how that works, but hopefully you meant YouTuber. Anyways, thanks guys so much, and I appreciate you. So everybody have a good one, and I'll be back next week.